Hey, in today's video, I'm talking about the best meal you can eat to clear your arteries, to clear arterial plaque from your blood vessels so you get more oxygen into the different cells of your body to be able to produce more energy and really thrive in life. You know, if you're dealing with arterial plaque, it is robbing you of oxygen to your vital organs, causing you not to feel quite as energized. Perhaps you may have a little bit more brain fog and inability to concentrate. Of course, they call heart disease a silent killer because some people have a buildup of arterial plaque and they don't even feel it. They don't really have any major symptoms. They just continue to go on with their life, and then all of a sudden they have a heart attack. Well, if you eat a meal like what I'm about to explain, this is going to give your body the opportunity to heal arterial plaque and to create really young, youthful, and healthy, vibrantly alive blood vessels. And that's really what we all want. Now, I'm a huge advocate of blood sugar stability, and this is a big element of what this diet does. It helps stabilize your blood sugar, but also it provides key nutrients that help with calcium metabolism. We know calcium is one of the big issues, a buildup of calcium, which is kind of how our body creates scar tissue. When we think about arterial plaque in general, it's scar tissue because the endothelial lining, the internal lining of the blood vessel, is damaged. So we're creating scar tissue to kind of hold it together, and calcium plays a big role with the formation of that scar tissue. So we've got to stop the damage, and we also need to get calcium into the bones, out of the bloodstream into the bones where it belongs so we can have healthy bones. And so these nutrients help bring down inflammation and help get calcium out of the blood and into the bones, and that helps clear that arterial plaque. And so let's look at this. First thing we want to do is get a high amount of omega-3 fatty acids. Most people are deficient in long-chain omega-3s, EPA and DHA, and they have high amounts of pro-inflammatory omega-6 fats because they're eating a lot of seed oils, corn oil, soybean oil, safflower oil, cottonseed oil, canola oil, peanut oil. They're all real high in damaged fats as well as high omega-6 fats, which drive up inflammation. Also, a lot of people are eating conventionally raised animal products that are eating a lot of grains, and those grains make the animal meat and the animal dairy higher in omega-6 fats, and that drives up inflammation. So we want high amounts of omega-3s. We're going to get that from wild-caught seafood. In particular, the best source is going to be wild-caught sockeye salmon. That's really a high dose of those long-chain omega-3s, EPA and DHA. You can also use sardines, mackerel, kind of these small, low on the food chain types of fish. But most of us are going to prefer the wild-caught salmon. Also, salmon, what gives it its pink coloring is something called astaxanthin, really powerful antioxidant. And if you're getting the wild-caught salmon, as opposed to the farm-raised salmon, they use a synthetic dye with the astaxanthin in it. So it isn't actually as beneficial as the wild-caught, where they're consuming red algae. And so these salmon will consume red algae, and that gives them the astaxanthin. Now, salmon can actually swim up against the rapids, right? Against the stream, against the currents, and jump up to 10 feet out of the water. This is an incredible amount of mitochondrial energy production for the salmon to be able to do that. And the compound that's credited with giving the mitochondria the best opportunity to produce energy so quickly to have this level of strength is the astaxanthin. And so that's what we're getting into our bodies when we're consuming the wild-caught sockeye salmon. So we're going to start with that as our primary protein source, but we're going to also add in some pasture-raised eggs. And the reason why is these chickens, when they're out grazing on grass and weeds and things like that, they're actually developing a lot of vitamin D, vitamin K2, vitamin A, fat-soluble vitamin A, retinol, in their yolks. And so now when we consume the pasture-raised eggs, particularly the yolk, we're getting these powerful fat-soluble antioxidants that are so good for the body. There's also minerals like magnesium in there, selenium, zinc, and all of this helps to pull calcium out of the bloodstream and into the bones. It also helps protect the endothelial lining of the blood vessels. There's also other nutrients like conjugated linoleic acid, which is great for your immune system as well as your metabolism, your ability to burn fat and stabilize blood sugar. We're going to find that in the pasture-raised eggs. Choline, which is great for brain function, great for endothelial function, the blood vessel, the strength of the blood vessel wall and the resiliency of the blood vessel wall. So pasture-raised eggs, really good. Now, a lot of people are thinking, what about the cholesterol? Actually, that cholesterol, very beneficial overall. When we consume cholesterol in our diet, it's actually beneficial. It actually acts as an antioxidant. It's beneficial for our body. So eating cholesterol is not a problem when it comes to arterial plaque. It's really eating the sugars, the damaged fats, okay, the chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, things like that that are going to drive up the oxidative stress and cause damage to our arterial lining. So the egg is fantastic. I also like a big arugula salad. Now, why did I choose arugula? It's a bitter herb. It's low in oxalates. So as opposed to like a big spinach salad, spinach is very high in oxalates, which are these plant-based defense chemicals, these crystalline chemicals that for many individuals are not able to metabolize well, and they end up causing more oxidative stress in the body. Arugula is low oxalate. It's also a bitter herb, which actually helps stimulate bile production from the liver, and it ultimately stimulates all of our digestive juice production so we can digest meals more effectively, helps stimulate liver and kidney detoxification processes so we're able to eliminate toxins more effectively, and boost glutathione production, which is our body's master antioxidant within the liver. And so that helps us basically deactivate and eliminate toxins more effectively. So arugula salad, I want to add some cucumbers, tomatoes, and purple onion. Tomatoes are rich in lycopene, which has been shown to help to reduce oxidative stress in the endothelial lining. And then cucumbers as well, which are rich in silica, right, and electrolytes, and structured water, which is so good for arterial lining and for ultimately for cellular health, right? And so we want to add that in. The red onion is rich in quercetin as well as anthocyanins. That's what actually gives it its red or purple coloring, okay? And that's great for protecting the endothelial lining of the blood vessel as well. So we add those in. Our salad dressing is going to be high polyphenol extra virgin olive oil, which is very rich in oleocanthols and hydroxytyrosols. They call oleocanthal nature's ibuprofen because it's so good at bringing down inflammation in the body and oxidative stress. Very arterial protective, protects that endothelial lining, and allows our body to deal with oxidative stress more effectively. So the olive oil, and then I like to add in fresh squeezed lemon or lime because you have vitamin C as well as bioflavonoids. And the bioflavonoids and the vitamin C, they actually synergized to protect the endothelial lining and improve capillary permeability to get more oxygen into the cells so we can produce more energy. And so you have that with that nice salad. You get a lot of antioxidants in there, which is so key for healthy blood vessels. Now, what are we gonna do for dessert? Well, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna get some more quality protein. I'm gonna use organic, grass-fed, ideally, Greek yogurt, okay? If you're able to tolerate dairy, you can do this, right? Otherwise, you can use like a coconut, unsweetened coconut yogurt if you can't handle the dairy. But I like organic, grass-fed, unsweetened Greek yogurt. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put in, because we want a little sweetener, so I'm gonna put in a scoop of collagen peptides that's flavored with stevia. You can use like strawberry flavor, whatever flavor you want. You put that in there. The collagen peptides provide unique amino acids, things like glycine, hydroxy, proline, that are really good for healing the endothelial lining of the blood vessel, right? We need those key amino acids. We're getting a lot of muscle building amino acids from our fish, from our seafood, our eggs, but we want to get the collagen peptides as well. So we put a scoop of that in there, gives us about 10 grams or so, and it can be flavored with stevia to kind of flavor up the Greek yogurt. And then I want to add in berries and some pomegranate. If you look at pomegranate, it actually looks like the chambers of the heart. And so in natural health and nutrition, we talk about how like helps like. And so if a plant actually looks like an organ system of our body, there's probably compounds in there that benefit that organ system. When we look at pomegranate, we know it's got anthocyanins, which we talked about in the red onion, but also it has ellagic acid, which kind of gives it its tartness. That ellagic acid is so good for gut health and mitochondrial health and really brings down inflammation throughout the entire body. And so pomegranate has been shown to help boost nitric oxide production. That's another thing that arugula does as well, which helps with vasodilation and helps repair, heal, and prevent damage to the arterial lining as well. And so pomegranate's great, and also berries. So blueberries, raspberries have ellagic acid in them. Blueberries have anthocyanins in them as well as resveratrol. Strawberries have ellagic acid in them. So we're getting a whole bunch of these powerful antioxidant compounds in the berries. You put that in your Greek yogurt with your sweetened collagen peptides, and now you've got a wonderful dessert. That's a high protein, blood sugar stabilizing meal that has got a ton of different antioxidants that are gonna really support good endothelial function, help clear out damage to the plaque formation, that scar tissue formation in the arterial lining, and give your body the best chance to heal, repair, and to function and thrive. So try that meal out today.